Hi there, and welcome to Kids in the Kitchen. We've kept the name from this summer. I'm Dr. Ida Acuña Garza, CEO of the South Texas Literacy Coalition, and with me today is Laura McDermott. She's from all the way from Laguna Vista, and she's a member of our board of directors. And we've been friends for a very long time and have done home economist work for a long time. We did it with Extension, and we've done it on and off, kind of freelancing. And so welcome, Laura. Glad you're here.
Thank you. Happy to be here, Dr.
Great, great. So we've got some great recipes for you today. I hope that you're able to get on the website and check those out. And we've got a little change of the weather, okay? So my oven is on, and it's, ready to share a recipe with you. Before we do that, I want to thank, first of all of you that participated in the Kendra Scott Give Back event. That was October the 1st and the 2nd. And all of you that bought some things, we appreciated. A portion of that went back to the South Texas Literacy Coalition. And remember that every $1,000 helps us help 400 children receive a book. And if you tone that down, every $10 helps give 4 children a book. And so we're a nonprofit organization, 501c3. Love to have you help us out, donate to our cause. Every penny that's raised stays right here in the Rio Grande Valley. And so, and in South Texas, because we cover all the way from Brownsville to Laredo, and in some of the rural counties where it's very difficult right now for children to have access to good quality materials. So those of you that participated in the Kendra Scott event, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate that. And also, before I forget, I want to tell you that schools and librarians, we're taking orders right now for books. We have some books on hand, and we can have you pick them up or get them to you in some way. We'll make arrangements. Get on our website, www.southtexasliteracycoalition.org, and fill out a book request event or book distribution event form, and we'll get right back to you because we want to be able to get books out there. I know it's really difficult. And, some children have access to internet, some of them don't. Some of them are coming by to pick up lesson packets from the schools. And so if you're going to be doing that kind of thing, please let us know so that we can help you put a book in with the packet and the children can have that available. And so I'll tell you a little bit more about another activity at the end of the show so that you don't forget. So Laura, you want to share your recipe with us today?
Sure. I have gotten to a point that I am a little tired of using ground beef, and I am a little tired of using chicken in all kinds of ways. So I've transferred my recipe today into a turkey meatball recipe. I love it because it's lean, it's very low in fat, high in protein, niacin, vitamin 6. And so I like using turkey because it's so inexpensive. It goes a long way. And the beauty of meatballs is that whether you have an old person living in your home or a toddler living in your home or teenagers, this is something that's soft, it's easy to digest, and it's got so much versatility in that you could make yourself some little meatballs. You could go ahead and make yourself a hoagie sandwich. You could cut these meatballs and make them into a pizza, serve them over over mashed potatoes. Mm-hmm. And so there's just so many things that you can do with them. So I've gotten to a point that I love to make them. I'm freezing them up because they heat up so easy. Make a quick meal, and they're so nutritious, and they're very low in fat. So I'm always cautious of that and trying to keep the fat numbers down.
Absolutely. We want to welcome Rosario Garza and Maria Elena Ovalle. Thank you for joining us today.
Good morning.
It says we miss tuning in live, but virtual school has us super busy. I understand. And when you view this through your YouTube channel, please be sure and share it because it's great information. This is our health literacy effort to help everybody out there stay as healthy as they possibly can in light of a very fluctuating, health situation out there. So thank you all for joining us, and please share. Okay, Lara. So now, is this something that can be made with leftover turkey? Because Thanksgiving's coming around. I know this is going to be different, and they're suggesting that you keep immediate family only and that kind of thing, which means that we might have some leftover turkey.
Well, actually, I've never made it with pre-cooked turkey, but I'm sure that it's something we could experiment with and have some recipes.
Okay. Okay.
Thanksgiving. But what I'm using today is actually raw turkey.
Okay.
And it's ground, it's raw, and it's usually very inexpensive. The recipe today calls for 2 pounds, and 2 pounds made over 40 meatballs.
Wow.
And really going a long way. And they do sell meatballs at the frozen section of the grocery store, but they're so filled with fillers. And this way you can control what goes in it and it's healthy and lean.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Okay, well, show us how to make them. I'm excited. I'm ready. I use turkey a lot. I make chili with turkey a lot, or sometimes I do half beef and half turkey. So, just to cut the fat a little.
Great. Well, the recipe today called for 2 pounds, and I've already made 2 pounds. It made over 40 little meatballs, and today I'm going to be working with only 1 pound. And so I've got the ground turkey right here in a bowl. To that, I'm going to add breadcrumbs, a half a cup. And the recipe says that you can substitute crackers, or you can also use rolled oats. So I think that's a nice versatility.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
To that, I'm adding 1 egg. And the purpose of egg in this recipe is to hold the little meatballs together. And if you need to figure out a ratio, 1 egg is a good number to use per pound of ground turkey. So I'll start off with those 2. I am adding some chopped up onion. And for those of you that have small kids at home, they might not like it in a large form. So I've made it very, very fine. You can also grate it on a cheese grater, or you can saute it ahead of time. And it really gets to a point that they almost won't even know it's there. Right. But since we're doing kids in the kitchen, well, the kids will know it's in there. But maybe you can saute it a little bit so that they won't taste it so much. I'm also adding 1 garlic clove. This was a very large garlic, so I'm starting off with that.
I see Maria Solis is on. Hi there, Maria. Glad you're on. Maria visited me last week, or week before, I guess, and we had a nice visit with her, she and Laura.
And I want to thank all of our viewers. They've been so dedicated to following us, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Makes this recipe great is that I'm using all kinds of herbs, and that's what's going to give it that special flavor. So I've just added some parsley, and here I've got some oregano.
Ooh, okay.
And some basil. And if you have these spices at home in your garden, go ahead and use fresh. And then I'm just adding salt and pepper to taste, and a little bit of Worcestershire sauce.
Okay. Juan Ovalle just joined us, so thank you, Juan, for being on.
Good morning. You're on.
And so you and Maria Elena can work on this together. Be creative. Meatballs.
I'm like you, Dr. Ida. I don't like to use my hands in meat products like this, but they do make some kitchen gloves that are used for food products, and that's what I'm using here. So once that is made into a little form there, I'm going to use a foil-lined sheet, and to that I've added a rack. And you could use a rack, and you don't have to use a rack. But one thing that I've learned is that when you use foil or parchment paper on the bottom, it sure saves your pans, but it keeps you from rub it too much. So anyway, I'm going to use a small scoop here, and I'm just going to make these in uniform size, probably about 1 inch in diameter. If you do not have one of these scoops, a 1/4 cup measure is probably almost about the perfect size for a meatball.
Okay.
And a great way to freeze these, Dr. Ida, is if you place them separately in a pan or a rack in your freezer, and then let them just freeze for about an hour, and then place them into a Ziploc bag. Then they all stay separated, and you take out just a few at a time. And again, if you have little ones or old ones in your house, they're so easy to use for any age. So this is pretty simple. So I'm going to go ahead and continue doing all of them. But right before I place them in the oven, the trick to making them look pretty is to place a little bit of olive oil in a dish like I have here, and use a brush. And because they're very low in fat, they don't have a nice brown color unless you give them a little oil
and that's healthy. Yeah, the olive oil is healthy. It helps you produce good cholesterol in your body.
So I'm just placing a little bit of olive oil over them just to give them that little shine.
That's a great tip. Yeah.
So I'll continue doing this while you do your show, but I do want to show you all the finished product right here.
Oh, yeah.
20 meatballs.
Yes.
They're perfect little size, and they make a great little snack, or they make a great hoagie, or a great topping for pizza. So this is my recipe today. It's healthy, it's easy, and with the amount of time that we have, is sometimes we just don't have enough time trying to work and get the kids ready to eat. So this is a great way to make yourself a quick meal. Make a whole batch at a time, freeze them, and have them ready for company, or just to add to that cheese pizza that you might have at home.
Awesome. I want to welcome Kendra Garcia. Kendra is one of our board members as well. Hi, Kendra. And Maria Elena says, I've been cooking turkey for burgers, picadillo, meatloaf, chili, spaghetti, sauce, tacos, and on pizza. Absolutely.
It's so versatile.
Yeah, it's very versatile. And the key is that, you know, if you eat it by itself, it needs flavoring. It needs flavoring. It needs a little bit of fat because it's so lean. But if you put a sauce over of some type, like in spaghetti sauce and so on, that makes it good. Leticia Olvera joined us, and it's she says, I can't wait to make these. So that's great. So let's jump over to my recipe.
Yes.
I'm using ground beef, but you could use ground turkey in this recipe. Mine is called Impossible Mini Cheeseburger Pies.
Ooh,
this is a great recipe that you could fix while you're watching football, leave for the kids that are home right now going to school virtual. And this is what they look like. This is my finished product right here. I'm serving them with tomatoes on top and mini kosher pickles. And so, you know, it's called Impossible. It's one of the Bisquick recipes. And you know what I found out yesterday? I didn't have Bisquick. So I made my own, okay? So one of these days, maybe the next recipe, I'll show you how to make your own Bisquick recipe. There's a Bisquick recipe. It's called a master mix. And there's also a cookie mix, and there's also bread mix. So we'll share those with you. I keep this bag in the refrigerator because it keeps almost forever. And I keep a bag in the freezer, which does keep just about forever. So I made my own, and so I didn't have any, and I was concerned that I did order it. You know, I get my groceries delivered, but it didn't come because they didn't have it. So I said, okay, well, I'll do my own. And I had ordered, just so that you know, a keto-friendly biscuit mix, and so I'm going to try to work on that. So I already fixed half of this recipe last night. And what I did was I took the pound of ground beef, and you could mix this. You can have half a pound of ground beef, half a pound of turkey. You can have all turkey, but you'd have to add a few more spices. So I like the combination of half ground turkey and half ground beef, only because it cuts the fat, but it gives it just enough fat to give it some good flavor. Fat is not totally bad for us. It's the amounts that we eat. And fat provides satiety. Satiety means that the food kind of sticks with you, okay? And so I browned the entire pound of ground beef. I did add onions, and I added minced onions, and so there's some in there. If your children do not like onions, that's okay. You know, you can leave them out, but it does give a wonderful flavor. Now to this, I'm going to add, and since it's half, I'm going to add half a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Now, somebody said, well, what is Worcestershire sauce and where did it come from? And, you know, we put it on all our steaks. Okay. This was found out in the late, in the mid 1800s, I guess, around 1855, 1865, something like that. And the original in Worcestershire, England. And the original group was Doctors Lee and Doctors Perrin. And they took a mixture that had been made by someone else and it had been left in the cellar. Okay. Now, keep in mind that the ingredients in this are very unique. Vinegar, molasses, salt, soy protein, soy sauce, caramel color and flavorings, and it has anchovies and soy. So there was a fish kind of a thing. And when they found this mixture in the basement of this man's house, it had fermented and it had this wonderful flavor. And it's a wonderful flavor that we use all the time now. So I'm going to use half a teaspoon of this. But I thought it was interesting to find out, you know, where did Lee and Perrin's, and there's different varieties. It is very strong. People like it on their steaks, but you have to kind of, you know, it does kind of get to you. Then we're going to add, the recipe asks for a teaspoon. I'm going to do half a teaspoon since we're using half of this. And this is granulated garlic. You can use garlic salt if you want, but I was trying to cut the salt. And also a cup of shredded cheese, and we're going to use half a cup. So all of these ingredients go in here. And this is all mixed up. So this is your cheeseburger mixture. Now we're going to put this to the side. Bring it back in a second. And here I've got my master mix or Bisquick mix. And I'm using half of the amount. So 1/4 of a cup. I'm using the whole amount because I found out that I could use the whole amount. This is 2 eggs, half a cup of Bisquick, half a cup of milk. And I'm using almond milk today. You could use coconut milk, you could use skim milk, you could use whatever. Okay. And I found last night that my mixture was a little runny, which was okay, but I like for it to be a little bit thicker. So I may add a little bit more in terms of the Bisquick, okay? And I'm going to get a whisk to do this. Add a little bit more flour. And, you know, when you mix this is about a couple of tablespoons. And if this was the regular Bisquick, maybe I wouldn't need to do that because, you know, this I know what I put in it. That's a good thing about, you know. There, that's a little thicker. I like that consistency much better.
Even the name is appealing to kids. I like that it's
Yeah.
cheeseburger in there.
Mini cheeseburger pies. Okay. And it's okay if your batter is a little bit lumpy. It's okay. And what I've done, I'm going to do half of these. This is the large muffin pan. I'm going to spray it with spray oil. And here's what you do. You take a tablespoon of the batter and put it in first. And I guess you could use a scoop. So it goes at the bottom, and it's going to create a nice little kind of a crust, a muffin type. It makes a great finger food. That's what I liked about it. And then we're going to take about a tablespoon of the meat mixture and put on top. And what I did, because this was half, I filled each one, and then I went and refilled each one until I ran out of meat. These bake in a 375-degree oven. And it took, the recipe says 30 minutes. Mine actually took about 22 minutes. I don't know why, but all ovens are different. And so, you know. Now, I also didn't add as much of the batter. So I'm going to fill in here to those that I didn't get that cheese in there, because this is mini cheeseburger pies. So we're done with that. And then we go back and we add another tablespoon of the batter on top. So these again are baked at 375. And you can test them if you put a toothpick in the center and it comes out clean, then that's fine. One of the things I didn't mention to you is you need to make sure that you drain the fat, okay, from your meat mixture, which I did before, but you drain the fat, that way it's not, it will begin to bubble up and that kind of thing. And so those go in my oven.
Dr. Ida, you've got a question here from Maria Solis. She wants to know if you need to oil. I'm thinking she means oil the muffin tins.
I sprayed them with spray. Yeah, I sprayed with spray.
I hope that was the question we're asking, Solis. If not, go ahead and ask it again, please.
Yeah. Let's see. You need to oil. Yeah, I sprayed them with spray just so that I wouldn't add any more fat, because they are going to release a little bit of fat from the meat mixture. The meat mixture is cooked and I drained it, but still a little bit of fat comes out of that. But I used, regular Pam spray to spray the muffin tins. And you make the whole recipe, it makes 12. So, and here's our finished product right here. I garnished them with tomato on top. You can add more cheese if you like, and little mini kosher pickles. And that's our recipe for today. And so these are great. You can serve them with ketchup. You can serve them with mustard. You can serve them with, gourmet mustard if you like, and serve them on a platter, and they'll be gone before you know it, because they're delicious. It tastes like a little cheeseburger, and so they're filling. You could serve with a salad. You could serve with carrot sticks, celery sticks, just relishes. And I'm trying to stay away from the chips. And or you could use air fried potatoes if you wanted to. But it makes a nice. It could be a meal for the family. It could be a snack while you're watching TV, while you're doing other things, or for your kids when they're staying home and you want them to have a good lunch. This stays with you, okay? Because it's just like a hamburger with all the stuff, okay? And you could put some lettuce, you could put some spinach there, chop it up and put it on there. Lots of versatility to this, lots of versatility. So, enjoy that. Hope that you like that and enjoy it. And I had a little bit of this, so you could make biscuits out of this, a little bit of leftover master mix. But it's an easy recipe. There's a number of recipes that are called impossible this and impossible that. And so you could also make this in a regular pie tin, okay? And so Leticia Olvera says, Matthew wants to cook some of this good food. He is 5 years old. You go for it, Matthew. You will love these, okay? Help your mom make those, and you're going to be on top of the world. Really, I'm serious. So, yeah, go ahead. Is that your grandson?
Matthew? That is Letty's grandson. Yes.
Letty's grandson. Okay. Well, see, So, you know, they're delicious. They're delicious. You can, before you put the tomatoes on, you can freeze these. Okay, they freeze well because of the cheese in there and the biscuit part. And you can have them, you know, you can have them for a party, for a snack or whatever. You can heat them up in the microwave for about a minute and the whole house smells wonderful. So enjoy that. One more thing I wanted to tell you is that we're having a fundraiser. The South Texas Literacy Coalition is having a first virtual spelling bee, okay? October the 22nd from 6 to 8. And the contestants are going to be librarians from the public libraries in Hidalgo County Library System. And we're still looking for sponsors for ELSA. If there's any people out there that want to help out, send in whatever the amount, and for Mission. So I want to invite everyone to come and join. It's going to be a fun event. It's going to be based on point systems, and different words have different point systems. You have easy, medium, and hard. And so, you know, a person who does all easy words might get them all right, but they could also lose because they didn't have enough points. So it's going to be fun. Lots of fun. We have lots of great contestants. Check it out on our Facebook page and join us. It's, you know, it's free to the public. We want to thank Ameriprise for being our title sponsor for this event and all the other sponsors that have been in. We have sponsors for most of the libraries, but we need ELSA and Mission. So you people out there from ELSA and Mission, hey, contact us and sponsor their librarians. They're going to be on the show either way, but you know, this is for a good cause, and we want to thank the public library system for helping us with this. It publicizes what they're doing, and they're doing a wonderful job with virtual programming, with lots of ways to still continue literacy education in the community. And we want to thank the cities and the municipal governments for helping support that. It's so important. And although we've gone digital, again, some children do not have access. And so you heard about the teacher, I believe it was in Houston, that opened up her garage as a library for the community because they were just too far away to go to a library. And so books are it. Books don't have to have digital anything. You don't have to plug them in. You don't have to do the batteries. You don't have to do anything. Just sit down and enjoy a good book. So we want to thank you for that. And remember, like we've always said, that health literacy offers you the opportunity to help your children read the recipe, measure the ingredients, which is numeracy or math, and enjoy something healthy. And we're trying to keep all our recipes as healthy as possible, and we hope that you all are enjoying them. And if you make some, send us a picture, you know, of what you made. So Matthew, I'm going to be waiting for that picture, okay? So you can show me what you did with your, and change it up. If you want to put cheese on top of this, that's awesome. That would be great. So Laura, any last words?
No, I just want to encourage people to try to do new recipes at home, be creative. And this time of year, it's not so difficult to turn your oven on now that it's starting to cool off. So enjoy, read with your kids, cook with your kids, and make these moments count.
Absolutely. And enjoy the good weather. Don't know how long it's going to stay around. I thought it was never going to get here because at 7 o'clock this morning, it was hot outside. And so it finally cooled off a little bit. So that's great. Makes me get into that fall, you know, holiday spirit. And that's great. So enjoy. Be safe this weekend. Remember, wear a mask, wash your hands, social distancing, you know, clean all of the surfaces around that you're touching and so on. And be good to each other. Okay. We're all in this together, as they say, and we need to help each other get through this. So have a great weekend, and we look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks with 2 more great recipes. Enjoy.
Happy weekend.